Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I'm your host, Jem, and let's cue that intro. Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are all well. I hope you've had a lovely Thursday evening. Before I move forward, if you hear me sneezing, it's just because I've got a bit of hay fever and I've got my tissue in me at the moment. So I'm trying to talk, and so apologies if you keep hearing me sniff, etc. The second thing I wanted to show you guys before we get on to the news is this. You see that? This specifically is, I'll tell you, this is the Champions League final against Man City. And yeah, I've got some guy to do it up for me. Anyone interested, let me know in the chat. I'll send you a link after. But this is what he sent me across. So I'm going to put it in a nice A1 frame, and then I'm going to stick it on the wall eventually. But that is Reece James, Ben Chilwell, and Money Mace. Money! But yeah, people, get hold of this. If you haven't, get hold of this, because he's got loads. Not only has he got this, he's got legends. He's got like Drogba. He's got Lampard's, Terry's, just ones of like Timo Werner. Fatter, if you're watching, he's got an image of Timo Werner there as well. Like, it's cheap as well. Got this for like £10, guys. £10. £10 for that. Do you know what I mean? Big up to that guy done that as well. But yes, people, we're here to talk about transfer news that's been going on in today's in today's sort of talk with Chelsea. Before we move forward, please make sure that you smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to GNA TV. Please make sure you share on all your socials as well. We massively appreciate it. We're on our way to 1.5k at the moment, so yeah, it's nice that we're nearly there and that, and yeah, we just need you guys to continue supporting us and continue showing that. I heard James lost a debate to Lewis about Krusty, and no, I didn't, Fatter. I never lost. If anything, he got slapped. And I'm sure that round 3 will be next season. Like we said, next season. I want to see consistency in his performances, so we'll definitely have to see what happens with that. Good evening to you, Big Ron. I hope you're well. Chelsea have Kante and Gilmore. Do they need Rice? We're going to talk about that. I don't want to sit here and bore you to death. I know it says transfer news. I'll quickly highlight what the news is. I know a lot of people already probably highlighted it already with you guys. But my question for the viewers is something that I wanted to work with you guys on is, why do we need Declan Rice? What is it? But we're going to get into that. So just let me just go through these chats. United have signed Sancho and are close on Varane, whilst Chelsea think they can sign Haaland. And again, more updates on that for you guys, which we'll be sharing shortly. Big up to Lambs as well, just saying make sure you smash them likes. Let's try and get to 30 likes, please. Get us to 30 likes. Share on all your socials. Let's let everyone know that we are live right now. Guys, smash your likes for my man Jem. Big up to Wayne as well. How's the hangover from the other night? I'm all right. I slept really well last night. I must have had about 10, 11 hours sleep. I needed it, but I woke up with a bit of hay fever today and it's wiping me out. But I'm here, and I'm here to do stuff with you guys as well. Lewis and Jem are hilarious, is what Lambs is saying. It's true. It is true. I can be drinking like that ever again. Well, you say that, but can you imagine if England make it to the final, Lambs? Forget what you drank last time. Trust me, the party is going to be going all night long. I can see Lambs and Fatter having it out in the chat as well. But let's move on. Let's move on swiftly into the talks. And the first talk that I want to talk about is Declan Rice. Declan Rice is at the moment reporting in not only in the papers, along social media as well, has declined 2 contract offers from West Ham. Why? Now, the question I ask is why. The reason I ask why is, if no one was interested in him, just think about this really, right? If Chelsea weren't interested in him, if Manchester United weren't interested in him, they're the 2 teams that are being touted to talk, to bring him in at the moment. Why would he decline contract offers to West Ham unless there was some sort of conversations with himself and someone else? If he knew that Chelsea didn't want him, if he knew that Man United didn't want him, why would he not just sign these contracts? I mean, let's be serious. With Declan Rice, do Chelsea really need that kind of player? And this is the question I pose for you guys, because there's talks about 80 and 70 million. There's been talks about that being actually brought down. We could be looking in around the 50s/60 millions for him, maybe a little bit lower if we're lucky. What does Declan Rice give to Chelsea? What would he do? What could he bring to Chelsea, and how would it improve us? How would it improve us? Because there's a lot of talks about him. I've been watching him over England, and I've been sitting there thinking to myself, where can Chelsea benefit from someone like Declan Rice? Now, his strengths are what? He's got pace. He's progressive with the ball. His positioning, I think, from what I've seen under England, hasn't been the best. Hasn't been the best. Let's be serious. He's still got a bit to learn in the position that he calls midfield. Midfield. Just remember, guys, he was a defender before he went there as well. I just feel like with Declan Rice, I don't know how he improves our squad. And if you're going to spend that kind of money on a player, then I'd want him to at least bring something to the table. And I don't think he benches Jorginho. I don't think he benches N'Golo Kante. And I don't think he benches Kovacic. So you're going to spend 50, 60, 70 million on a defensive midfielder that's going to be sitting on the bench. What's your thoughts, people? I want to know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on Declan Rice? I will be putting the link in the chat very soon. I want you guys to come on. I want people to have their say. I really want to get into this Declan Rice thing, and I want to understand where the Chelsea fan base is. But before we move forward, there's nearly 20 of you here right now. Please make sure that you smash them likes. Please do that. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. And if you can, please share it below on your socials, just to allow other people to get involved and have their say. But the link will be in the chat soon, guys. But the Declan Rice news. Why? What can he bring to Chelsea? Let's go through some of these chats. Big up to Ultra. Big man, I hope you're well. Lanzi, how you doing, bro? Jen, we gave him shit wages. He wants a contract that matches his ability. Lanzi, you're a West Ham fan, right? How much is he worth to you? And why would a Chelsea or a Man United spend that kind of money, whatever that is, whatever he wants in terms of wages? Why does he think he deserves that figure? Why? I mean, what wages is he on at the moment? Can someone tell me in the chat? I'd like to know. What is Declan Rice's current wages? Rather than me have to go and search it up. Where is he at? Lambs, I should have come. I'll be drinking tequila all night long. Yeah, trust me, you should have come. Bro, next time. United want Rice, but Rice wants Chelsea. Not sure Chelsea want Rice. Bizarre love triangle as the new older song goes on. Yeah, Big Ron, you're right. And I think if he goes to Man United, he starts, he plays, and he probably improves them. If he comes to Chelsea, does he do that? Does he improve us? This is my question. This is what I'm trying to understand. Him coming to Chelsea, how does that work? How does that work for us? What do we do with him? Is he just rotation? Will he just be rotation? That's where I am with it. Jen, we need tall, physical DM. He can tackle. He's intelligent enough to read the game. I agree that he's physical. I agree that he can probably match any big midfielder going in world football. Is he intelligent enough on the ball? I think he's good on the ball. I don't think he's massively great on the ball. Does he read the game well enough? I don't think so. There's been games for England where I feel like he's lost his position. He's lost where he's meant to be on the pitch. And you've seen people like Tyrone Mings, you've seen people like John Stones have to come out of position just because he's not there, which unsettles the system that you've set up. I don't think he is. I think he's good at where he plays, but I think he still needs to improve on it. He's not an 80, 90 million pound player. Look what Man United just gone and done with Sancho. They're going to bought him for 70 odd mil. You're telling me Declan Rice is on that level? I know people are going to say England's had this, that, and the other, but for me, no. Just no. Like, surely there's better options there. And if Chelsea are going to get someone like Declan Rice, then they've got to make sure they get it for cheap. This can't be money that we waste. We're going to talk about Tammy Abraham soon because I think it's important in terms of the Haaland, maybe even this whole Declan Rice chat that we're talking about as well. And then I'm going to bring you a bit about Haaland as well, which has just came up a little while ago as well. And then we'll open up the lines. But please make sure you smash the likes, people. Please subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. I think he's good, but I'm not paying 70 mil, and I agree. I actually agree. There's a photo of Gilmour in a Norwich top in case anyone hasn't seen it. Really? Now, look, Chelsea getting rid of Gilmour means they have to bring in another midfielder. You've seen what's happened with Kovacic. You've seen what's happened to Kante, and you've seen what's happened with Jorginho. These are players that can't consistently play throughout a whole season without picking up an injury along the way. Now, is 3 central midfielders enough? That would be my first question. If we aren't going to buy a central midfielder, if we're not going to go and buy a DM, then surely we're looking to bring back a loanee. If we're looking back to bring back a loanee, what options have we got? Who have we got? Let's go through them. Who have we got? People in the chat, let me know. Let's do this together. Who have we got? We've got Declan Rice. Not Declan Rice. We've got Declan Rice. We haven't got Declan Rice yet. We've got Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We've got Ross Barkley. We've got Ampadu. Are they good enough to come back and play for Chelsea under a Tuchel system? Would you take the risk? Would you bring that type of player back? I would have kept Gilmour. Why did we loan him out? Why are we loaning him out for? I don't understand it. Like, why? Why not just keep him getting involved in games, even if he's not getting that many games? Keep getting him switching around. Getting rid of Gilmour tells me that Chelsea are either going to do one or two things. One or two things, because they can't survive with a Kante, Jorginho, or Kovacic. They're going to buy, which means that Declan Rice could be possible, or they're going to bring back a loanee. One or the other, guys. It's definitely one or the other. Rice and Mount have packed from where they were kids to play for the same one day. Yeah, well, I hear that. He's on 60k a week. Okay. I hear that. So maybe he wants more from West Ham, bearing in mind where he's got them into the Europa League. Like, maybe he wants more from that perspective. Maybe he is trying to work on a deal with West Ham. I think a lot of people think because he's declined 2 contracts, it's because he's going somewhere. But I don't see why. It could go both ways. He could have declined them 2 contracts because he knows people are interested in him. Or it's like Lansley saying, he's declined these 2 contracts because he wants an improved contract from West Ham, which he will sign. It'll be one or the other. It'll only be one or the other. We can play 4-3-3 with Rice, Kante, and Jorginho / cover. Gives that extra cover to the defence. But why would you do that? Like, look, Vishnu, I get that in games where you're setting up to be hard to break down. So if we're playing a Man City away, a Liverpool away, a Man United away, I get that. I get the competition. Maybe you don't want to play that additional attacker. You want to keep the balance within the midfield. But other than that, you don't play in the low block games. Or maybe he does. But who plays next to him? Does Jorginho get dropped? Is it Kante and Rice that we're looking at in the long run? Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, they did pay 50 for Fred, and I do remember that, Hassan. I really, really do. I really, really do. Maybe him rejecting the renewal puts him in a position to sell Rice at a more reasonable price. True. That's true as well. Maybe he's doing that on purpose because he knows no one's coming in for him for the ridiculous prices that West Ham are asking for, and maybe he's using it as a bit of bait. Maybe. It's a good point. When me and Ads doing videos together again, Ads is still doing a video. Ads has got a video of us at the moment. All basically it's the next step of the meetup that we done the other day with the crossbar challenge. He hasn't completely prepared it yet, but I'm sure it will be ready very, very soon. So make sure you stay tuned on this one, people. Eunice on his Twitter, Gem. Eunice, what's on his Twitter, Alfie? Tell me. People saying Loftus-Cheek. Is that who you want to stay? I forgot about Gallagher. Gallagher is another very good player. Lots of potential. Maybe Tuchel could, what's the word? Sort of elevate. That's the word. Elevate him as a player at Chelsea. Maybe we could do that. Maybe he could do that. I don't want Jorginho gone. I've never said I've wanted Jorginho gone. That's never come out of my mouth. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. It seems like he wants more money, which reflects his ability. That is what X is saying. Okay. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Mustafa saying he would take Rice at United. I don't see, and I think I can see that happening. I can see that happening. I think Man United, Mustafa, I reckon Man United benefit more from Declan Rice than what Chelsea do. I think he improves Man United. I think he gets in that team. At Chelsea, I'm not too sure. I don't know if he just comes walking in at Chelsea. But the stance from the owners hasn't changed. They won't sell unless it's a big offer, and I hear that. Yeah, that's true, Rump. That is true. We're talking to Ramos. I thought the whole announcement, I'm sure it was a Fabrizio Romano caption as well, of Ramos going to PSG is pretty much there and done. They've got Hakimi, they've got Donnarumma, they've got, well, they could potentially have Ramos. They're going all out. They have no excuse not to win it next season. They really, really don't. They really, really don't. But yes, people, please make sure you smash the like button. There's 30 of you here right now. Please make sure you share on all your socials as well. We massively appreciate you here on GNA TV. And hit that bell notification below this video. That will alert you guys once we're live. We have got a lot more coming up very, very soon in terms of shows. I've got a journalist coming on here Sunday. Chelsea journalist coming on here Sunday. Just to talk about some stuff that he's heard, whether it be Haaland, Billy Gilmore, Tammy, Rice. He will bring it to us. So make sure you stay tuned in for Sunday. It'll be around the afternoon as well. We'll be promoting it. So make sure you get involved on that. Fred and McTominay are much faster. Imagine Maguire, Rice. I don't know if that. I don't think that's true. I know Maguire's slow, but yes, Ben. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations on the signing of Sancho. And how long did it blimmin' take you to get it over the line? How long did it take you, bro? And Ben, why are you here? Would you accept Declan Rice? As a Man United fan, would you accept Declan Rice at your football club? I'd like to know. Let me know, bro. The next bit of news that I want to move on to quite swiftly is the one below, which has just come up now. Villa are planning, sorry about my misspelling, because I spelled planning wrong. I should have blimmin' edited that. To bid for Tammy at £45 million. Now, I don't know how true this is, because there's been certain sources saying that they're looking to put this deal forward. If Chelsea, let me just tell you something now. If Chelsea get 45 million for Tammy Abraham, that is a steal. And this could be all linked to what everything else that Chelsea are trying to do, what the big overall plan might be for Chelsea moving forward. The Haaland situation. Chelsea might have to sell certain individuals and know that they've got that money coming in before they can even put a bid forward for Haaland. So maybe they're having to do their deals now to get rid of certain individuals. It's a possibility. Tammy Abraham goes for 45 million. I will literally say, see you later. I'd literally say, see you later. Good luck. I hope you do well wherever it is that you are. Good luck and you move. Tammy Abraham for me would suit Villa. Villa are spending peas, people. Villa are spending dough. They're looking to strengthen. They are looking to strengthen in every sort of way at the moment. And to be honest, good on them. If they think Tammy Abraham's good enough for them, You know, Ollie Watkins and Tammy Abraham. Cool. Give us the 45 M's. Give us the 45 M's. Take Tammy for us anyway, because we know that Tuchel doesn't see him in our plans. And then Chelsea, after they've got rid of maybe one or two other individuals, go and sort the Haaland thing out. We will get to Haaland next, when we are going to talk about Haaland. But in terms of Tammy Abraham, if they want him and it's true and they're going to give us 45 mil, then Chelsea should be biting their hands off for it. Biting their hands off for it. They really, really, really should be. Ben says it's been 84 years. I love Rice at United, but the 100 million price tag is a joke. I agree, bro. I agree 1,000,000% on that one. Which is 40 million pounds, is what Hassan is saying there. 45 million is a joke in itself. I agree. Jem, I said the most we will get for Tammy is 45 million. And look, like I keep saying, 45 million for Tammy is, and you got to only look at what Tammy's done. What has Tammy done since he's been at Chelsea? He's had one good half of a season under Lampard. And to be fair to him, this season he's not been given the opportunity. He's still scored, you know, some decent amount of goals within that time. Is he? But he's not. I want to say this and it bite me in the foot later on. But is he got the potential to, in the long run, become the next big thing? Or is it going to be another Lukaku story? Is he going to get older and older and older? And as he gets older, he starts scoring more goals. And then you start seeing the player that he should have become years earlier. Interesting, isn't it? We'll have to see with Tammy Abraham. But the news is that they will be bidding around 45 million. There's nothing been put on the table yet. It's just talks and sources that they're potentially looking to put a bid of that amount in for him. So we'll have to see how that all goes. Villa are finishing above Arsenal next season. Listen, don't think you pin out Arsenal yet, because Arsenal are looking to do bits and business in the summer as well. They will be looking to strengthen. The thing with Arsenal is just seeing who they bring in, the caliber of player that they bring in. So it's going to be interesting stuff to see on that one. They might play up front with Watkins and Tammy, yeah? Maybe that's what they want to do. Watkins to hold up ball, Tammy to run off him. Yeah. It won't big up Jem. Fab is live on Twitch, is he? What, Fab is live on Twitch. He's probably talking about most of the stuff that he's already announced on Twitter already. So unless he's got some new news. If you do hear any new news, though, please let me know, because I'd like to hear up on that as well. People, please make sure you keep smashing them likes, people. Please subscribe if you're new here as well. Massively appreciate it here at GNA TV as well. We're on the road to 1.5k. So every person that clicks a subscription is helping us excel to that next step. And we are only getting closer to that 2k. That 2k giveaway. That 2k giveaway, which will be bigger and better than the first, trust me. He will be. Grealish, where will he go? Tuchel has him has his fan, I heard. Yeah. There was talks about Man City, which I've recently heard has been rubbished. It's not true. Maybe Villa will keep him. Maybe Villa will offer him more money. They seem to have the money to spend at the moment. Do not be surprised if they do that. Depends how ambitious Jack Grealish wants to be. If he wants to go and win things, if he wants things now, then he goes to one of the bigger teams in England to do that. So it's going to be interesting stuff. Right, we're going to move on to the next and last quick topic before I release the link to you guys for you guys to get involved. And I thought I'd written it on here, and I haven't. So bear with me 2 seconds, people. Haaland update. Now, the guy that's coming on, the guy that I know that's coming on Sunday, I know he's working hard to kind of like get as much news as possible. He's actually a confirmed Chelsea journalist, which means he does get a lot of news coming in, which, you know, could potentially be true or not, here to say, but things can change. Every journalist can only go on what they're told. And, you know, he will be coming here Sunday on GNA TV live and in the midday to give us some updates on, especially on this one, Haaland's, the Declan Rice. Is there any news and anything else that he can think of? He'll be bringing to you guys live as well. He said the Haaland deal will be developing in the next weeks, but he also said talking to Dortmund, they do not want to sell him and Chelsea will have to break the bank. Right, so with the Haaland thing, do you not feel like everyone's kind of saying the same thing? Even if he has said that today, Fabrizio, if that's something that he has just recently just said, is that any different news to what it was 2 weeks ago? The thing that people need to actually deep in their heads. Actually, before we do that, let me just quickly share something with you guys, and then I'll say what I was about to say. So, man like Jan comes out today, who a lot of people would say he's pretty damn spot on with certain things, especially with the Sancho situation. He's always been quite bang on with the Sancho situation. He says, as reported earlier, Chelsea sees Haaland as their perfect striker. We know that. But as for now, there has been no contact between the club and Team Haaland. The club and Team Haaland, no contact. So what Jan's saying there has pretty much squashed everything that we've completely heard for the last week or two, which was Haaland has an agreement in principle in terms of his personal terms. It's just now down to Chelsea to put in that bid. The bid that Dortmund wants to see. I just feel like there's more going on with this, because if you look at what Chelsea are doing at the moment, you haven't heard much from them. And usually when Chelsea go very quiet, when you don't hear anything coming through the door, when you don't even get a sniff, when you don't even hear Chelsea being linked or, trying to get any other strikers, that tells me one thing. They're silently working on this deal. I think that when Chelsea are quiet, it's usually a good thing. It's usually a good thing. And I do hope that we're not shot in the foot later on and we don't generally buy anyone. Because if we don't buy anyone and this whole Haaland thing for the last week/month at that point becomes a waste, I really hope that the quietness of our football club is because in the backgrounds, and we've seen it with Chelsea already, there's a lot of talks about this Haaland deal being a bit like the Kai Havertz deal. Now, if you remember the Kai Havertz deal very well, we've done things very quiet. There was a lot of talks about Chelsea being linked to Havertz, Chelsea being linked to Havertz, Chelsea being linked to Havertz. It's got the same stench and smell as what's going on with Haaland right now. You don't hear Chelsea really saying much or people getting much from it. It was only when Chelsea knew that they were in a position and they were serious that you then started hearing. So the fact that Chelsea are quiet, what I would say is do not panic. As Chelsea fans, do not panic yet. Because sometimes Chelsea Football Club being quiet is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. If you want my personal opinion on the Haaland thing, if you want my honest gut feeling about what I feel, because we all read the same thing. We listen to Fabricio's, we listen to the Jans, we listen to the Simon Phillips, we listen to the Dean Joneses, of this world. They all have an element of truth in where they're going with it, like in what what they put forward in terms of the news at the time. But if you want my honest opinion on it, I feel like it's I think Chelsea are in for him, but I think it's a very hard deal to get done. And the only reason I think it's a very hard deal to get done is because I think Dortmund will not budge on what it is they want. And they don't have no reason to want to get rid of him anyway. So if Chelsea can't manage to raise them funds, if they can't manage to put down the 140s, the 150s, the whatevers that they want, whatever figure that is that Dortmund want, then I don't see them entertaining us. But at the same time, there might be news later on that there's a player offering with it, and they're going to accept it. Maybe they want a Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's touted very highly in Germany. So, yes, they're going to want cash, but Chelsea might use it or utilise it in different ways. If they want the full cash, then Chelsea have just got to put it down. But this is what people got to remember, right? Dortmund usually tend to do business all the way up to July the 24th. July the 24th is pretty much the dead end date of when they stop doing business with football clubs. Why? Because it's their pre-season time. That's when all their players come back in. That's when all their players decide to disappear. So, yes, Chelsea have still got time. I think it's going to drag out for a couple of weeks. I think you'll see more players from Chelsea go, leave the club, then stay at the club. And if that's the case, and we seriously make serious money, like we try to do under the Haaland situation, the Tammy situation, maybe selling a Ruben Loftus-Cheek, a Ross Barkley, maybe selling a Kurt Zouma, for example, maybe offloading and someone else, Emerson, for example. If we can offload about 4 or 5 players and make a reasonable amount of money, then Chelsea might be doing that first to try and put forward the funds to then bring Haaland forward. And I think Chelsea being quiet at the moment and not a lot of talk going on and about it, or at least seeing that hunger from Chelsea wanting him, we shouldn't panic. We shouldn't panic. At the moment, do not panic is what I'm saying. Yeah, let's not panic at the moment. We have no reason to panic yet. There's still a long way to go. We've got all the way to August. August is the 15th is the date. But I do believe if Chelsea are going to get Haaland, it's going to be in July. And it's going to be either the 2nd or 3rd week of July. That's when I think it will happen. That is when I think it will happen. Let's have a look at some of your chats as well while we're here. I think Dortmund could be tempted to sell. Might take out of cash up front, not structured over years. Flash them the readies. We'll see, bro. We'll see. Maybe Chelsea are working hard on that contract. Maybe we really are trying to get that contract to where we need it to be. And maybe it's not all just up front. Maybe Chelsea are trying to do it over installments. Maybe Chelsea are just trying to offer lower figures with bonuses to the club, to Haaland. It's not something that can be done like that, people. That's what we've all got to take in our brains right now. It's not a thing of if Chelsea lay that money, there still has to be a structure in the way that they've approached this transfer. So all of the little bits of the puzzle have to be put together for then Chelsea to go, cool, we're going. And I think that's what's happening at the moment. You're probably seeing one bit they go there, one bit go there, one bit go there, one bit go there. And then eventually, once the image is there, then you'll probably see Chelsea probably put the funds forward, knowing that Dortmund will probably be entertained. And then you'll see a lot more traction from it. At the moment, as Chelsea fans, we should not panic. We should not panic. We should not panic. But yeah, that's what Jan's saying. I mean, you could look at that as negative, maybe news. The fact that there's been no contact when we've been told there has been contact. Now, there might be truth in what he's saying there. He's saying no contact between the club and Team Haaland. I think he's probably had. I think Chelsea have spoken to Raiola, but not spoken to Dortmund. I think that could possibly have been the case. But anyway, we move. Big up to Josh CFC who's in the house as well. Yeah, honestly, bro, get us that Norwegian. Get us that Norwegian. Do I really think we need Traore at present or of Livamento? Yeah, well, if the talks are true. Sorry, something to drink. If the talks are true about Tuchel, then Traore is a player that Tuchel wants. For whatever reasons, he sees talent in the guy. He sees something that he thinks he can unlock, something that Traore can bring to the team. Now, if you ask me, do I want Traore at my football club? I would probably say no. I wouldn't want Traore at my football club. But if you was to say to me that we're going to offer him 25, 30 million and Wolves are just going to take it, then I'd say yes, because it's not a risk. It's not a risk for us. Think about it. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see. How confident are you of us getting Haaland? I don't want to sound overconfident because I haven't heard enough to be that confident. I've heard little things off socials from certain individuals that seems to give me the idea that we're in a position that is good with him. If you want my honest opinion, I think we've got a 60-40% chance. That's where we're at the moment. From the information that I've been given out of this, from the people that I've been talking to offline, he is not the problem. He is not the problem. And you all probably know that anyway. He is not the problem. The problem is Chelsea going to put down that money? Is Roman going to splash that cash? If he does that, then I don't see this being an issue. I don't think Dortmund can turn it away. I don't think Dortmund would be stupid enough to turn that kind of money away from him. Why would they? They're not going to make that money in next year. This is why I keep saying to you guys, it all lies on Roman. Roman has to put that money forward. But Roman might not be putting that money forward yet because he's told Marina, let's get people out the door. The Tammy Abrahams are 45 million. Think about it. The Barclays, the Ruben Loftus-Cheeks, the Girouds. Even though he's been given an extension, he could still be going. He could still be leaving. All of this adds up. People forget. This adds up. Chelsea are a proper well-run business. They're a proper well-run business. It's not FIFA. You don't just go bang, 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 give, yeah. It's not how it works. There's a structure. This is why I keep saying to you guys, my viewers, just relax at the moment. Just relax. The only thing I would say is that if there's no movement, if there's no improvement going into the third week of July, and we're still sitting here where we are today, then I am going to say that I don't think we're getting him. But if what I've heard from people is true about him, then I think by the second week of July, you're going to see something. By the second week of July, you could potentially see something. Now, I could be wrong. I'm only going on what I'm told. I don't know Haaland. I don't speak to his family. I don't know anyone that knows him. I'm just going on what I've been told and what I've been shown. Little bits of what I've been shown. And where it's coming from is pretty close to home, if that makes sense. And it ain't even any journalist. That's what's weird about it. It's not even any journalist. So let's just see what happens. Please smash that like button, people. There's 40 of you here right now. Please help me get to 40 to 50 likes on this show, on this stream. Hit the bell notification button as well. Share on your socials. Let people know that we're live right now so people can come in and join. I'm going to put the link in the chat and we're going to talk. I'm going to leave it to you guys. We can talk about Haaland, which we've been doing a lot about. The Declan Rice news that we heard today. Or if you want to talk about the Tammy Abraham news to Villa, let's do it. Come in, have your say, get involved. I want your thoughts and opinions about this. Yo, Jim, check Michael Benaventure. He said we have a bid for Declan Rice. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I want to know what that bid is. Jordan, tell me, copy that. If you can, copy all that comment from Michael and put it in this chat for me so all the viewers can see as well. Big up to man like, let's quickly just go through this quickly. We ain't getting Haaland is what Javi thinks. You could be right, Javi. You could be right. If we don't get Haaland or Lukaku, Marina out, there'll be a lot of questions. Josh is 8 out of 10 on it. Josh is 8 out of 10 confident that Chelsea will be getting it. Josh, I'm going to drop the link very, very soon, mate. Very, very, very soon. People, look what I got. Got to show you. Showed it to the guys earlier. This right here is... You can't really see it at the top because it's bad light, but do you see that? Chelsea versus Man City, UEFA Champions League final. There it is. The win 1-0 at the Portuguese ground. An image of Reece James, Ben Chilwell, and Manny Mace. If you guys want one of these, honestly, well cheap, dirt cheap, A1 copy. I'm going to put that in a nice little picture frame, and then I'm going to stick it up somewhere. I'm trying to sort my office out at the moment, so I've got an office because at the moment, as you can see, I'm still sitting in a room. But yeah, let's put that away. 2 seconds. Yes, I'll be dropping the link. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I will be dropping that link. I want you guys to come on. Please do this, people. Please make sure you do this. Big up to Gio who's put in a super chat. I appreciate that. And thank you for your donation, bro. It really helps the channel and what we're trying to do here. Big up, Joe. Many blessings to you and the channel. I will take Loftus-Cheek on loan. And any young right wing player you have in your academy, big up. Gio's, if anyone doesn't know, Gio is an AC Milan fan who's just recently took Tomori off us. So he wants us to keep giving him players because the players that are going there are achieving. Anything I would say though, Gio, if you want them players that you've mentioned, you got to give us some money because us, man, here are looking to buy big players. We need all the money in the world to get these big players, man. We need all the money in the world to be able to go and do that. Expectations, Haaland, reality, Batshuayi as a bagsman next season. Don't even do this to me. Is Love Island even on? Who even watches Love Island? Who even loves Love Island? Right, here we go. Jordan's saying that Chelsea have had an initial bid of 80 million rejected by West Ham for Declan Rice. West Ham are holding out for 100 million. Talks are ongoing between both parties to reach an agreement. Interesting. I'm going to search this up. What was this guy's name? Michael Ventura, was it? This guy. What was his name? I've lost this guy's name. What was this guy's name? Jordan, what is that guy's name again, bro? Right in the chat. Sorry, I can't find it on here. That's why. Rivals will be salty if we get Haaland. Of course they will. Of course they are blimmin' will. Big up to Josh for the chat as well. Thank you for the donation, bro. Okay, Gio, Bakayoko on the way. Yeah, listen, you want Bakayoko? We'll give him for you 20, 30 million. Bargain, mate. Market sale. We call it a market sale as well. Right, we're going to get the people in the back in a second. I just need to find this guy's name. Bonaventura. Michael? I can't spell, you know that. I've noted Bonaventura. Michael Bona. Is he on? Can't find him. I tried. Oh, right. He's taking the piss out of me here, isn't he? Is Jordan taking the piss out of me right now? Is Jordan, are you trolling me?
I swear that's the troll account from the one that says that we're gonna spend 80 on someone else. Because it sounds like that troll account, the Italian one.
Got a question to you guys.
Come on,
mate. What do you think about Chelsea signing a second choice Welsh keeper? I'm not sure if you talked about it, but
not that bomb that left.
Not even the first choice of Welsh keeper. Why the second choice? It just makes no sense.
I don't know. Ward's decent.
Is it because there was talks about Chelsea looking for a second goalkeeper? Is he still?
No, he's not second. He's third choice.
No, he's second choice for Wales. He's
gonna be a third choice for you.
Rob Page literally took a risk and chose Danny Ward, and it worked out. Literally, really? Second choice now. Yeah. Like Wayne Henderson's been replaced by second choice Leicester keeper. It's just like if we sign him, I don't see the point.
I think Chelsea need a goalie anyway. I think a goalie is something we will need, especially with the fact that Mendy's going in January on the African Cup. So
if we sign Wayne Henderson, I'd rather play Kepa by a mile. Honestly, Jan.
Fair enough.
Wayne
you know better
Hennessey's
than
like
us.
no, but he's like 40, I think. It's just he's just too old now. He's like he's late 30s anyway. He's getting to
Caballero's
that.
at 40, isn't he?
Pardon?
I'll just say
Caballero's 40.
there's
Yeah,
no
and I
way
wouldn't
we're-
play him over Kepa.
There's no way we bid 80 million for Declan Rice. Not a
No, I didn't
chance.
think we'd do that as well. That's why I don't. But I can't find it anyway, and I'm sure people would have pulled it up anyway, or told me, or tagged me, or something. I would have just seen it. I haven't seen any of that, unless this guy's not a massive journalist. But I want to talk about Declan Rice, guys, because there's talks about him obviously turning away a 2-year contract, turning away 2 contracts that were put forward to him by West Ham. What do you think, and why do you think he's done that? Is it because he wants more money from them and maybe he will sign it at the right deal? Or is it because the Chelseas, the Man Uniteds have been in his ear and he kind of knows that he's leaving, so he wants them to drop their selling price? This is why he's not signing anything with them. What do you think?
So I think Jester made this point this morning. So Declan Rice has 3 years with a 4th year option left on his current contract to West Ham. All right, so he has a 3-year deal, and with a West Ham having an option for a 4th year, if they choose to enact that.
Yeah.
So he's essentially on like a brand new contract. So I don't really think he's in any position of power to be like, I'm not signing a new deal because I want to leave. I would say he's more so not signing a new contract because he's not happy with the wage, I just don't see any. I'm sure he knows Chelsea are interested in him, but if that was the case, he shouldn't have signed the deal that he signed 2 seasons ago or a season ago. So for me, it's just a ploy to get more money for on his contract. I don't see him having any and being in any position to try to negotiate his way out, having 3 years, maybe 4 years left on his deal.
Yeah.
And as far as him trying to hold out to get West Ham to lower their price for him, I mean, again, I don't think he's in any position to do that either, unless he just fully doesn't show up, puts in a transfer request, doesn't turn up to training. Like really, he'd really have to force his way out. And even then, I think 60 million is probably 30 million too high for what he's worth in my opinion. But
I agree.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening. At least not this year. I don't think we have a need for him this year. Because you'd have to tell me who's he going to replace in the 11? He's not better than Conte. He's not better than Jorginho. He's not better than Kovacic.
Yeah.
So if next season Jorginho leaves, if Kovacic leaves, and we have a spot for him next year potentially, but I'd rather go spend 30-35 million on Tchouaméni and take a risk with him. But I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Chris, do you agree with what Josh has said as well on that?
On the Declan Rice thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we can not go like rushed hopefully and pay like 80 million for him. Like if he's not making a big fuss for like the move Declan Rice, then Chelsea shouldn't really make a big fuss to like buy him really. In all fairness, I know people don't like seeing players like make a fuss and not turn out to training and snake their own team, but there's no way Chelsea should spend 80 million for Declan Rice in all fairness, because he's just not worth that. You can actually get like loads better for like 80 million in the world easily. I bet. Like, look at Goretzka. How much he costs by unit? 35 million.
Chris, can I say something as well?
No.
You do know Mbappe is rejecting the PSG extension, and apparently they put a price tag of 110 million. So what's the point paying 80 for Rice when you could put 30 and try to convince Mbappe to
It's
come over?
ridiculous. Like we're literally not paying an English tax. We're paying like an English premium tax if we pay 80 million.
Bro, we're
for
paying
Declan
a
Rice.
Euro
It's insane.
tax for it, man. That's what we're doing.
Euro tax? He's done nothing in the Euros. He's literally done nothing.
Clean sheets to his name, but
Calvin Phillips has been better than him, let's be honest, in the midfield.
Literally, his best highlight is him literally clapping on the fans. That's the best thing he's done for England. I like him, but he's not worth 80 million. 50 best.
Yeah,
pardon?
He's very overrated, I think, in terms of.
Yeah, he is getting overrated, isn't he?
He's overrated in terms of his value. He's just not at that point. He's had a very good season at West Ham, but he's not a 90, 80 million pound DM.
He's not. Let's say
No
he's
way.
not a Verratti level. He's not a Conte level to be that kind of
Nah.
price.
No,
Right,
he's
wait,
not.
you have to tell me who's he replacing in this lineup, because I just named you 3
No one.
midfielders who are all better than him, and only 2 of them are really playing. So I don't see any chance this year. Now maybe next year they can revisit it if Jorginho decides to go back to Italy, if they decide to move on from Kovacic, if they don't sign a midfielder this season, then you know what? What's up, Chris?
Yeah, our midfield's actually not the issue this season, though. Our midfield is nowhere near the issue. Our issue is actually
absolutely
attack.
not. Yeah. It's not even a position of need.
Maybe defense at back 4, but our issue is nowhere near the midfield. It's the least
But
problem.
you're passing on Billy Gilmore, who then you lose another midfielder, and this is what I said earlier. But this is what I said earlier on the stream. I said you loan out Billy Gilmore, but you only leave yourself with Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic. Now we know full well that all 3 of them, or at least 2 of them, will be injured throughout this season. That's going to leave us very dry in the midfield, which means Chelsea are going to do one or 2 things. They're either going to buy, or they're going to bring back someone from the loan.
Yep.
And Jem, I was gonna touch onto that. There was rumors way before saying that either Loftus-Cheek could return, or the new one which just came out saying Czech really wants Chouameni to come to us.
Yeah.
Or how you pronounce it, Chouameni. I don't know.
Chouameni, literally Czech and Fabregas has said this guy
All
is a
I'm gonna
good player,
say,
so I would take a risk on this guy for 35 million easily.
I mean, if Czech recommended Usmendi, and he turned out to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world, I mean, like, surely we should go for the one of Czech's targets.
Czech knows what he's doing.
I think you're spot on, Jim. I think those are the only 2 options. Either we buy, which I hope we do buy Chouameni, or a Ruben or a Gallagher stays to be that sort of 4th option in the midfield. But yeah, that's really all we're left with, because Gilmore, and I'm glad Gilmore's going for a season to get Premier League minutes. He'll play a lot at Norwich. That's good for us in the long run. So yeah, that leaves us 2 options: buy or keep Aloni, and that's all we got to look forward to, which is what it is. Go buy Chouameni. He's 30 in this market. If you can get a player of his talents who can play at the 6, can play the 8, has pace, vision, can score for that price, 30-35, that's a gamble well worth it at that point.
And I think it'd be okay with being on the bench as well, won't he? Rotated in, eased into the league. It'd be perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
He's going to be more or less a Conte rotation. He's going to be rotating off a Conte.
Yeah,
I
was going
to say, on other news quickly as well, obviously Tammy Abraham, there's talks about Villa potentially putting in a 45 million bid for Tammy Abraham and bringing them to Villa Park. I think we should go for it. I mean, we're laughing. That goes towards the Haaland deal, surely, didn't it, Josh?
Yeah. And he's got to come off that number 9 kit too as well. So that's a sell in my book. If you can get 45 for Tammy, you're killing it in the market.
I think 50 million is a good deal for Tammy, because Tammy isn't signing a contract.
50? Are you mad?
40 to 50 million is good for him. He got 16 goals last season.
No, but you're talking We're talking about Aston Villa here, who Tammy actually thrives also in terms of goals. Like he
got goals for Chelsea too.
So Villa's gonna
Velv, how much did you pay for Jota?
30.
It was actually it's 40, but it was a swap deal because we gave him Keanu Hoyver, he was at 10 million, and we got around 30. Yeah. So around 30, 35.
Then surely 45 million is not a lot for Tammy Abraham then.
How? He's rubbish.
Okay. What about Ben White? Ben White, 50 million from the Championship.
That's English tax, man.
Oh wait, what's Tammy? What's Tammy? Is he Brazilian? I forgot. Jem, what country is Tammy from?
He's not even talented, bro. He's awful.
How is he awful?
He is awful.
He got 16 goals last season, right? Is that awful?
Yeah, because he once stat batted against the flipping League One teams, man.
Chris, I don't care if he's good or bad, Chris.
You're chatting. He's in the Premier League last season. Last season, I'm talking about in the Premier League.
Yeah,
16 goals.
16 goals last season.
He did, yeah, he did.
Yes.
He did, yeah, he did.
Not
He ran out in half the season.
this season that went off.
Yeah, okay, so if he was good, why didn't he continue it after that?
He didn't. That's the problem.
This is a Chelsea thing. They literally always go and improve your team. If you're not winning league titles or Champions Leagues, you're gonna be out. It's a Chelsea thing.
But he didn't win it with. Okay, fine. But he's not worth 45.
Good or bad, if you get 40, 45 for him, it's a sell in my book. Just sell. It's time to. Again, I like Tammy's a good enough guy, but like you move on. That's a
tell
price.
Me this is euros. Don't tell me this is euros. Is it euros or pounds?
Pounds? Why would it be euros if we're signed to a Premier League club?
No, even if it's euros, that's turning out to be 40 million pounds.
If it's true what Beautiful Game said, apparently Fabrizio Romano's live at the moment, and he's just said Tammy he's definitely leaving. So I mean that ain't a massive surprise, is it? When you look at how has he really been involved in Tuchel's systems this season? No, there's he was going to go. It was just how much he was going to go and where he was going to go. So if Villa are going to do that, then do it.
Oh yeah, did you? I was going to say, did you hear about the whole Monster and the Rudiger situation? When Tommy was saying all he said was it was a PR. Like
Probably.
I would like listening back to what Monster was saying and the whole when Tommy was asking for a high wage. And Tommy
you can't say it's a Chelsea
No, but when Tommy asked for a high wage, apparently when the reports came out, he dismissed it. I think that's also a PR. I think he wanted high wages as well, which is why Chelsea did not give him a new contract. Because let's be real, if he wanted to stay, he would have put pen to paper last season.
Yeah.
My thing with Rudiger is they can give him a raise. In my opinion, he can get a raise. But I would only extend him maybe a year or two. I wouldn't give him some long 3 or 4 year extension. It would be a year or two extension with a little bit of a raise.
Yeah.
Talking about wage thing. Yeah, I was talking to Yannick. She's a City fan. She said literally has Foden, who's on 30k a week, and Zinchenko is on 20k a week. That's mad for a big club. I never heard of something so low.
Yeah, and don't forget Foden.
No, Chris, it's the same with us.
When Foden's
we don't have enough wages for players. Now, our highest is 200k with Van Dijk and Salah.
Ours is 2 something.
You know what?
No, ours is 3 with Kante, 300 with
No, Kante's on 280, right?
80, yeah, he's on 280.
Yeah.
One of the things that switching it back up to the Haaland situation now. If we don't get Haaland and we let Tammy go and Giroud's still there with Timo Werner, or even Giroud may go, let's just say, what happens? Because Michy Batshuayi comes walking back in this team as our second striker.
Yeah, Jem, I don't think there's any way that they would be selling Tammy without knowing that Haaland is as close as it could possibly be.
But it's good that they're quiet, right? It's good
that
it's good as quiet. I don't think Haaland's going
to me, Jem, if we don't... to me, if we don't get Haaland, we slap 90 million on Lukaku. We'll see if they take it.
Yep.
They want 100 million, didn't they, for him?
Slap 100 million. If they want 100 million, slap 100 million. I want Lukaku then. 150 to 100 million. It's a lot cheaper.
You could get Kane with that.
I'd rather Lukaku with Kane. I'd rather Lukaku.
They won't sell. Spurs won't sell to Chelsea. They will never sell.
They won't do a deal with us.
The day Spurs sell to Chelsea is the day Levy leaves the club. And that's how much he hates Chelsea.
I wouldn't want Kane at Chelsea, in all fairness. He's too slow. He's too slow for Chelsea.
I was going to say, what if Mbappe comes...
Yeah, but you don't need pace up front with Kane.
I don't think he suits Chelsea.
He does.
He does.
I don't think he will suit Chelsea.
Chris, he can play back to goal. He can head. His positioning's good.
Yeah.
And
I just don't want him. I don't want him for 150 mil or whatever.
No, what I was saying before, right? What if Mbappe comes... let's say we don't get Haaland, but what if Mbappe comes available in the market?
He's not leaving this. He said they're not going to sell him this summer. And he's not signing a contract.
He's got 1 year left. He's got 1 year left.
They're going to try to convince him. That's what they're trying to do. They don't want to sell him, but they're trying to convince him to sign a new contract.
I don't know. It depends. Because if he does become available, I think there's going to be a massive bidding war for him.
Yeah, but he's going to be like a 1 or 2 club guy. It'll be a Real Madrid for him, or like it's either for me. It's for him. It's Real Madrid or stay at Paris, and I don't see him.
Oh, it's only Liverpool, Real Madrid that are only linked with it. No one else.
If he goes on a free though, we will lose him because Real Madrid probably give him 500k a week.
Yeah.
Bro, the wage structure will be broken if we gave it to him.
Yeah, guys, I want to go through Chelsea's loanees. I want to go through Chelsea's loanees each. I want to see where Chelsea can recoup some money towards maybe potentially using it towards Haaland, because I do think that's part of the reason why we've maybe going so quiet. And I think Roman's probably said we need to get rid of some players to really coop up some money. And when you look at the players that are still there, you've got Ruben Loftus-Cheek as the first one. I mean, would you keep him, or would you sell him, or would you loan him? What would you do with him? Like, would you use him as money, or would you just loan him and keep him at the club?
Should I be honest with you? I'm saying if we don't get a midfielder, let's say if we don't get Schwemming, that, and apparently Tuchel would like to use him as a preseason according to reports, I wouldn't mind temporarily keeping him. If he doesn't work out, then sell.
Yeah, I think he deserves a look. If he's healthy and Tuchel thinks he can use him in a couple of positions, maybe then keep him. If Tuchel doesn't think that he's got much left in the tank, then you can.
I think he's the only one that Tuchel's interested in loaning back, apparently, according to reports. So it's either he works out or he doesn't.
So is he one player that we're saying we want to keep or loan? We're not.
As a second chance. As we give him a second chance.
Okay, let's move on. Ross Barkley, keep, loan or sell?
I think it's on 30 million.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
He ain't worth that, man.
No,
He's hardly played for Villa.
20 million.
I was going to say
he only cost 15. We got a 10 million loan fee from him this year from Villa, so I would sell for anywhere from 10 to 20.
I was going to say that we only bought him for like 15, and 7 million went to the agent. So literally like 8 million went to Everton, and he was only bought for business purposes, like to sell in the future, like use him a bit and sell him in the future. So anywhere between 10 to 20.
All right, Will, what's your thoughts on Ross Barkley? Keep, loan, or sell?
Sell. Easy one for me.
Oh, it's this Will.
So, yeah. So
get out of here, Will.
I agree. I would sell him. And how much do you think we can sell him around, guys? 20, 25?
15 million, 20, around that?
10 to 20, yeah.
But wait, it's English tax, yeah? We've got to get a bit more out of it.
No,
so
he's old.
Yeah, 30 million, why not?
Yeah, 30, man. Double it.
If West Ham won him, 30 million.
No. How old is he? How old is this guy?
He's 27.
27, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way no one's going to pay 30 mil for him.
Acting like 27's old when you... What?
He's not old. He's in his prime.
Yeah,
That's
but he hardly played.
Guys,
he played around the beginning. After he hasn't played much.
The 25 million is literally English tax, man. It's literally worth about 15 marks.
All right, let's because there's quite a lot of them, and I want to get through them pretty quickly. Mishi Bashuai, should we be selling him before Tammy? Should he be going? Should we be keeping him?
100%, though. 100%.
Yeah?
He's worse than Tammy, and he's worse than Giroud.
I think
he won us the Premier League, Will. You're forgetting.
He's not. I'm not gonna lie, Will. I think he's better than Tammy. He saved us a lot.
He's
saved us a lot compared to Tammy.
He scored that one goal versus West Brom, but you could say that Tammy.
He scored against Atletico.
Hassan, that means we got knocked out. It
doesn't mean anything, Chris.
Wait, we got knocked out of that game.
No, when Mitchie scored in a pretty much a dead rubber game. It was in a Champions League group stage. I don't care for that. That doesn't get you to stay. He's not done more than
but he saved us so many times in Premier League.
He hasn't. He saved us twice. That's not good enough. He's been here for 4 years.
He can shoot pretty well.
He can shoot. He's a striker. He should be able to shoot.
Well,
I like that one. Yeah, look, I'm going to agree with it. I mean, Kai Havertz here is saying keep him. I would say sell him, but obviously we need to make sure if we're selling Tammy, we're selling Batshuayi, that we've got a blooming striker coming in. But how much can we get for him? 15 mil?
Yeah,
15, yeah.
25.
15, 10.
Man hasn't played at all.
exactly.
How's he getting
10,
25?
15.
Yeah, getting
Who said
25.
Who said 25?
I said 10. He's getting 10. He hasn't played.
All right,
If you-
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, 10,
Um,
15.
I won't go through every single player because I don't know. I know them, but I know they're still very young, some of them as well. But let's try and go to because we're not going to make money off these players. We're not going to make money off them. So there's no point. What about Broja? Broja's a good one. Keep or loan?
Keep as a backup.
Loan.
How
Can he
old
not
is
be
he?
a
How old
third
is he?
striker?
Well, you have a player called Cumming. What?
The thing is with
Yeah.
Broja, I think he needs one more loan, then I think we should give him a chance.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
apparently,
I agree, Will. I agree, Will.
from what I've heard as well, apparently Tuchel wants him as backup as well, as a backup striker.
Why? How does all these people know? Oh, Tuchel wants him. Tuchel said this.
No,
How do people know
but
this?
they're the only two that I've heard. The rest I don't know about.
Did Tuchel actually say this?
No, he's not. It's
No, it's one of the
been
reports.
Simon Johnson
It's just-
reported it. It could have something to it. But
Yeah, guys. So are we saying could he come in as like a third striker? Like if we sold all of our striker, would you
Wouldn't
allow
mind.
him to sit on the bench?
wouldn't mind it.
Broja.
but-
Yeah,
If
as
he-
a bench out. He's quick. He's
He
very
barely
quick.
play, but yeah, why not?
Okay, I hear that. I hear that one. What
The
about
legendary.
Jermaine Blackman.
well, Mark Gay? We're going to
The
keep up.
legend himself.
He's staying. He's staying. Mark Gay. He ain't going.
I
nowhere,
want to
know
keep
that.
him. Yeah, I want to keep him.
Wait, why
What
do we
about
not
this
hire?
guy? This guy here,
Okay.
Matt Miazga. Who remembers how much we signed him?
Oh my
Remember?
god, that was a shocking deal. Oh my,
Remember this guy?
shocking.
Wait, he's still a Chelsea player.
Yeah.
How old is he
Unfortunately.
now?
He
I
is.
still follow this guy on Instagram. I don't know why.
27, 28.
How much did we buy him for? I'm sure it was like 20 odd mil. Something
I think it was
stupid.
6 million, something around that. Something
Hey,
like
you're
that.
selling for 5, man.
Sell him for 5 mil. Get him out the door. We don't need the American.
5
£5.
We don't need Matt Miazga. What's Matt Miazga going to do?
Man's 25 years old. That's mad.
Easy. I won't have that American center back slander over here.
Who's got feedback?
Someone got feedback.
I won't have that American.
Yeah, someone's rewatching it. There we go. Who's got feedback?
Got really bad feedback.
Yeah, Will,
Who
it's
is that?
you.
No,
It's
because
real.
I'm muting my mic. And
Hey, Will. I think it might be Josh.
It might be just. It's probably a little
Anyway,
echo.
moving on.
No,
Ethan
it's
Ampadu.
It's back.
Hey, Will.
Yes,
Ethan
Josh.
Ampadu.
He's a weird
We
one.
keep
'cause
him.
I kind of wanted to keep him, but I think he might be on the sell. Not gonna lie.
Nah, I'd loan him.
He's only like 20.
I'd loan him.
No, he's been good.
What, you think he can come back in the team? What if we don't want the DM?
Okay,
Remember
no,
I said
he
to you guys,
can't
if we don't
start,
want
he
the
can-
DM
no.
wrestling match? Would you bring him back in?
I would loan him out again.
Loan him out again. Okay. Well, even with just Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho. If we
Yeah,
say we didn't
we'll
sign
sign
anyone.
Tchouameni, Jim. I think we'll sign
Or
Tchouameni.
something like that,
Yeah. Okay, Kennedy.
So,
Sounds
What?
like he's getting loaned to Flamengo in Brazil.
How much?
Wait. You know about Kennedy? Isn't he got a quickest goal in the Premier League still?
Yeah, I think he has, but it
No,
doesn't.
14
that's,
seconds.
that's
he's
Shane,
what?
no, that's Shane Long.
No, our quickest
Oh.
goal.
No, isn't it Pedro? Or is it?
No, Pedro's was 30 seconds.
And how long is Kennedy's?
14.
Oh my god.
Well, look, how much can we get for Kennedy if we're on a good day?
5
Like
mil,
10?
10 million.
7 million, around that.
Between 5 and
10
10.
if we're absolutely lucky.
Kennedy back up left wing back if Emerson and Alonso leave. What are we saying about that, people?
Oh, he's worst, man. Rather have Aspie as there, man.
Okay. I hear that. People, smash them like buttons, please. Subscribe if you're new to GNA TV. And yeah, please share on all your socials as well. We're going through the loanees that Chelsea have out. We're trying to suss out where the money can be brought in that we could potentially use for a signing like Haaland. Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to Conor Gallagher, who's playing very well at the moment. do we keep him? Do we keep him out? Does he come back, or do we keep him on loan?
Loan
/ sell. Yeah.
for the right price.
He's a good player. He's a good player, but I don't think he's at a level which we need. I'd loan / sell, loan him out, and then if we can get 25 mil for him, if we can get him if we can get 25, 30 mil, I think we should sell him.
I mean, he is playing well. He did play well.
There's no way you'll get 25 this season. He's been relegated.
No, that's what I said. Loan / sell.
What RCB I'm saying here, say Mason Mount replacement for all cup games, i.e.
Nah, I've seen Conor Gallagher at Charlton as well. I don't see him as a. I don't think he's good enough. To be fair, I just don't think he's good enough.
Lewis Baker, who's currently still at the Turkish side, Trabzonspor.
The hype man, the man that got hyped 2 years ago, and no one talks about.
Yeah.
If we can sign 15 million,
yeah, 10 mil. But actually, he's in Turkey, so they spend really good money out there. So yeah, 15 mil.
Probably 15.
Yeah, that's a possibility. What about the one below it? The one that we're waiting? I think he should be gone.
Is that Acosta who could score from the halfway line? Keep.
The one goal wonder, man. The one goal wonder.
That's a good goal, though, as well.
It was.
How much can we get for him in the market?
7.
I reckon 10 million.
Yeah, right. I agree with Chris.
Realistically, about 6, 7. 10 max.
Yeah, from 10 million.
David Zappa-Costa. Any of you guys know, but this guy's an interesting one. What about this one? Again, someone that was
No, we sold him.
He's only done. I remember one thing of Lucas Piasson. He missed a penalty versus Aston Villa when we beat them 8-0 at Stamford Bridge.
Did they not sell? Didn't they sell Piasson already?
I think they did.
Yeah, they sold him.
He did miss it, didn't he, Will? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he missed a penalty.
I was trying to picture that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Bro,
How the heck do you remember that, Will? Like that?
Because I remember everything from around 2011 onwards, maybe 2012 onwards. I remember everything.
Because I didn't think about that until you just said it.
Yeah.
Will remembers the flops.
No, I just remember like all the things I need right now in my life. I just don't remember. Like, for example, with like college work or.
Is he sold already, Piazza?
I think so.
He's already sold.
Oh right, I didn't know that. I thought we were all right. How much should we make on him? I'd be interested to know.
I think like 2 million, 2.5 million.
I mean, if we're talking about all the loans that we made off him, probably like 20 in total.
What about this guy here? What about this guy here? The biggest flop of a signing that we've one of the biggest flop signings ever made.
Oh no! He was
Bakayoko.
I think with Bakayoko we have 2 options that are in his contract. So we can either keep him or we can loan him with an option to buy for 30 million. Those are the only 2 options we have with him. So if a team will not loan with an option to buy for 30 and we won't keep him, then we'll have to sell him. Per his contract.
How much should we get for him, Josh? How much should you get for Bakayoko?
We'd probably get somewhere in the 15 to 20 range if I had to guess.
Do you reckon?
20.
What, euros?
Yeah. It's weird for me because I'm thinking millions, but probably.
Oh, look who it is! I haven't seen him in years. Oh, here he comes back.
Oh God! No.
What the hell?
He's Bakayoko with clear Kante. Josh, the Arsenal fan, is back with a banger.
Oh,
okay, you can have
I'm
him
not
then.
surprised then.
I wouldn't mind keeping him just for the chant, one last chant final.
Wait. Malang Sarr.
Malang
This
Sarr.
song
What do you want to
was
do with
probably
him?
the best bit.
Do we bring him back?
One more loan. And then
Probably a lot. And he's also playing in the Olympics for France this year, so he'll be out the first half of the part of the season anyway.
I would loan him. We've only just got him anyway. I don't see why loan. We won't make a lot of money on him selling him, so we couldn't use him to make money on the Haaland deal anyway.
He can't even start for Porto.
Kante getting carried by Pogba at Euros, and I heard of the Kante.
What, carried to home? Is he getting carried to home?
I don't know what he's talking about. It's just what he does best. We're going to move on. Marco van Ginkel remembers this man. I mean, he had a
already scored, and he went on. He left
he left, didn't he?
He was released from his contract, and he signed with PSV already.
There you
Fair
go.
enough.
What about Nathan Baxter? He's at Acton Stadium.
He's going on loan.
He's a goalkeeper.
Yep.
He's a goalkeeper.
Moses is sold.
What about Moses? How much did we get for him?
About 6-7 mil, I think. Something like that.
About 5 to 10.
What about this guy? Do you remember this guy here?
Oh,
Yeah.
George McEachran. The young brother of former midfielder Josh McEachran. I've not watched enough of him, but I've heard he's a very, very decent player. But again, we're not going to make money in him. But Jake Clark-Salter's a good player.
I'd loan him because I think he could be good in the future. I think he could be good. I'd loan him.
I agree. So when you think about it, we're only really able to coup anything between 60 to 70 mil out of selling all these players if we were to sell them all at once, if we're lucky. So that would help in terms of the Haaland deal, but I mean a lot of it would come from the Tammy Abraham deal going to Villa for 45 mil. That would help hugely if we managed to pull that one off along with it. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, isn't it, guys? It really, really is. It's going to be interesting, but. Yeah, any other last thoughts, guys? Anything else you want to say before we sort of tie things up today?
Trying to think. No, I don't think so.
Is there any more links that we're with or?
Not really at the moment. It's a little bit quiet. Obviously, the Haaland deal's still gone a little bit quiet.
PSG or Ramos going to PSG. That's pretty much done. He's got a medical in the next couple of days. They said.
Sancho done deal. What else?
Yeah,
Varane might go to Man United, right?
But to be fair, there's not really been any strong sources. I think the strong sources have just said it's interest from both.
You know what? If he goes to Man United, I hope I'm wrong about him.
Yeah, well, we all would, Chris. If we want him to fail at Man United if he goes there.
Well, because we'll see. We'll just have to see what happens with it. But people, please smash them likes. Thank you for tuning in to GNA TV. We will be back over the weekend. Like I said to you, we've got a Chelsea journalist coming on here to give us some transfer news, especially on the Haaland deal as well. So make sure you tune into that one. Come on, England on Saturday. Hopefully we can beat Ukraine, which will take us into the semi-finals as well. But yeah, all enjoy your evening and we'll see you again soon. Peace.
VIP, still key. Like bando, bitch, oh please, yeah. Brand new whip, no keys, yeah. Get down on knees, yeah.